think makes us secure actually imprisons. Faith is far more than we think. The Spirit is reckless. Grace is always surprising. Turning our backs on injustice is necessary on this road, and the end of all is love. If this book were only a map, it would be like a wedding invitation. But it is more. Wesley Granberg-Michaelson takes listeners insofar as is possible into the event of walking. In Spain, at Lourdes, in Nigeria, throughout New Mexico, at worship in prayer through stories of the Bible. With great economy of word, he lets you in as he lets go, and in the process, you can let go too. When you know you have a companion like this, you can breathe easier. For you are not alone on this way. You have a friend, not a guide, a fellow walker. And that makes it all the more believable, the path more joyful, to be together on the way with others. To know that the way is well trod and completely, beautifully unique. It is ancient and ever new. That we are beloved of God, the God who was the center of all things, and that the paradox leads toward the totality of love. Diana Butler Bass, Alexandria, Virginia, Easter 2020. When you, the listener, dive into this book, it is impossible to know what our world will be like, what your life situation will be like. With global changes, global pandemics, we are entering new, unfamiliar territory, with outcomes often outside our desired control. Perhaps you picked this book because you want to understand something about the passages of faith. Perhaps you will listen to this book alongside communities in turmoil. In whatever time and situation you find yourself, several things will likely be true. The spiritual life as a lifeline, patience as a necessity, and the need to discern what you will take into the future and what is best to leave behind. This attitude of discernment and dependence upon unpredictable grace, on God's Spirit, helps outline the path ahead. Understanding faith as a pilgrimage with all that this requires and promises seems more than ever our essential work, and not just an optional approach. We all will be walking our way into faith. I trust that the lessons to be learned, shared in these chapters, will be more fruitful than ever for us all. Prologue. In a boat without oars. On a gray, cold, rainy Thursday morning, I sat at my wooden desk outside the senator's office, staring at the index card with Father Stephen's name and number on it. It had been sitting on my desk for weeks, like an exit ramp sign along the crowded highway of my life in D.C. Until now, I'd kept it in my peripheral vision. A friend, knowing I had been trying to nurture a spiritual journey of fits and starts, had suggested I consider going on retreat to the Trappist Holy Cross Monastery in nearby Berryville, Virginia. I'd never been to a monastery before, much less a Trappist one. But I knew I needed to get away, maybe to someplace warm. My travel agent was ready to book a trip to the Virgin Islands, and although I didn't know why, I called the number on the card instead. "This is Father Stephen." "Hi, I was wondering if you have a room available in the next few days for a retreat?" I asked awkwardly. "Come right away," he responded. And so, without really knowing where I was going, physically or spiritually, I got in my car and drove away from the political turmoil in a new direction that changed the course of my life. That was December of 1972, and I was physically and emotionally spent, having left it all on the field, in this case, the political playing field of that election year. At 25 years old, I was Chief Legislative Assistant to Republican U.S. Senator Mark